Sure. One thing I think the whole Caltrans process exemplifies is the need for government today to create partnerships in the community. I've been on the Eureka City Council for 8 years, and I know when I first got elected, I was very anxious to get it all done by myself. But what I found over time is the only way to get solutions to happen, to actually make something change, is to bring the community in the room. And if you haven't gone out to the community right from the start and tried to get them involved in the process, you're going to have a hard time getting over the goal line in the end. So I think Caltrans did a great job of matching up with the community there.
Thank you. Okay, this next question goes to Virginia Bass first, and it's a two-part question. Is each of the candidates aware that sprawl and big box malls require public subsidies far in excess of their contributions to infrastructure and social services? What actions have you supported that limit sprawl and reduce Eureka's saturation in poverty wage jobs?
Wow, yeah, in 1 minute. Well, what I would say is I'm not aware that big box development results in only low-wage retail jobs. I think there's a much bigger impact in the community. But in 60 seconds, I'll go to the sprawl question first. I think of sprawl as homes being built in agricultural lands in places where they don't belong. I think building in buildable areas in Cutton and Myrtletown are perfectly within reason. Now, as far as big box development, what I will say is I believe that there are healthy ways that local businesses can compete against big box. I don't think big box has to be the death knell. I think protectionism isn't the way to handle this. The way to handle big box development in the community is to give current existing businesses the tools that they need to compete. Because when we had a restaurant, I wasn't going to close up shop. That stop sign. I'll be back for a rebuttal.
Okay, thank you. The question now goes to Jeff Leonard.
Okay. Well, I suppose there's a history in California with cities of subsidizing big box development, like it or not like it. In my case, our biggest revenue is sales tax. That's the one that drives the city engine. That's the one that puts the cops on the street and the fire people in the firehouse. So there's no question that there was a time when a lot of cities, especially in the Bay Area, Sacramento, Los Angeles, they were giving a lot of money through redevelopment agencies to big boxes to get something built. Up here in Humboldt County, in the time I've been on the city council, we made Target go through the process just like everyone else has. Security National wants to put a Home Depot here behind us. They have to go through the process just like everyone else. I haven't given anybody a break. I'm not giving anybody a subsidy. They can meet all the regulatory requirements to build that project, and meet those requirements and build that project.
Thank you. The question goes to Bonnie Neely.
Thank you. And I did touch on this earlier that we at the county have adopted a big box ordinance, and that means that anything that's over 40,000 square feet has to go through a conditional use permit. Then you can address a variety of issues with regard to sprawl or jobs or anything else. You have to have a process to address the issues, and that's the way you create it. Poverty wage jobs is not what I'm looking for in our economy. I'm looking for prevailing wage jobs, and I've done a lot of work to bring money into this area to ensure that people that work in the trades get a good salary. We did a retrofit on 34 different bridges in Humboldt County over the last few years, retrofit money. We've now replacing Mad River Bridge and the intersection at Alton, both projects that came before me as a California Coastal Commissioner. I'm just happy to see those safe roads being put in place. I also worked on freeway improvements on Highway 299.
Thank you. And a 30-second comment from Virginia Bass.
I'd like to respond by saying that the city of Eureka had the opportunity to look at a big box ordinance as well, and decided that in our case it wasn't necessary because we felt we had the proper zoning in place along with other stopgap measures such as coastal commission and coastal development permits. But I want to reiterate, protectionism isn't the way to make local small businesses grow. It's giving them the opportunity to compete, and I personally take great offense when certain local businesses may be making contributions upwards of $10,000 to local campaigns.
Thank you. Moving on to the next question, and Bonnie Neely, you'll have the first opportunity to answer this question. How can we best protect local food production and opportunities for future farmers?
How can you best protect local, did you say the answer?
Yes. How can we best protect local food production and opportunities for future farmers?
Well, I think through policies in the general plan that protect agricultural land. If you think agriculture is important to this community, just think about how important it's been to the whole state of California. We are an economy that's like 5th in the world because of agriculture, not because of big box or any of these other retail operations. Agricultural land is so valuable to us, and we really found a niche here with the dairying that we do, with organic dairying and other grass-fed beef, and these are the things that are putting Humboldt County on the map and that we're exporting out of the area and getting a great, getting some great income into the community. So I support efforts that bring money into the community, not take it out.
Thank you. And the next, and Virginia Bass, the same question to you.
I believe it's really very important to have policies in the general plan that do protect our agricultural resources. Again, I want to make a mention of the prosperity document, the prosperity plan, which basically emphasizes, taking what we produce here in Humboldt County and sending it out to other areas and bringing that money into this community. And that's where our agricultural lands are very important, and the items that are produced. That's the type of money that we can, or that's the type of product that we can ship out of here and gain the money into the community. Like the dairy is a great example. The grass-fed beef, that's one that just recently has sprouted up, so to speak. And while there may only be a few employees with that industry, what that business is bringing into this community is a tremendous amount of money and very worthwhile protecting the agricultural resources.
Thank you. And Jeff Leonard?
Well, I think if we want to get this done, we need to work on branding and then creating a demand for that branding. You hear about Eel River beef, you hear about Cheddar cheese, you hear about Humboldt Creamery before they became Foster Farms. But these are all brands that are not only sought after in Humboldt County, but that are sought after outside of our county. Long time, not too long ago, just a couple of years ago, we were talking about a no GMO ordinance for Humboldt County to keep GMOs out of our county. I'd love to see us go back to that kind of an idea. I'd love to see us come up with some kind of a Humboldt County organic brand. We're not going to beat people at fertilizer. We're not going to beat people at the big business agriculture that's happening in other places of the state. So let's make sure our brand is an organic brand and it will continue to sell. Can I shut time or no? Okay.
Thank you. And there's a 30-second comment from Bonnie Neely.
I just want to reiterate how important it is to keep agricultural land in working order, producing products that we can export out of the area and that we can be known for. And I support I support policies in the general plan that will keep agricultural lands productive.
Thank you. The next question goes to Jeff Leonard. What is your impression of the health impact assessment of the general plan update, and how would it influence your decisions?
Well, I can tell you that the first influence that assessment has had on my decisions is to encourage my kids to be more active, to get outside and get some exercise. It's not just Humboldt County, but it's a nationwide problem that we're facing with obesity and people getting heavier in our country and getting less and less exercise. There's no question that there's a role in the general plan to make that happen. It's one of the reasons I'm a big advocate of trails. It's a reason I'm a big advocate of schools within the Eureka City limits instead of putting everything outside of our city where you have to get in a car to take your kid to school and back. We need to find ways to get our community